This is gonna suck. As a new digital minimalist, I am about to go 1 week without my phone, and I am terrified. I spend a lot of time on my phone. Last week I was on my phone 6 hours a day, 4 hours, almost 8 hours on Wednesday. Today I've only been up for a couple hours and it's already been an hour and a half on my phone. Holy cow. And the ironic thing is a lot of what we think makes us more connected is actually what I call social junk food. It's the little micro interactions that we have that distract us from actually going out and connecting in real ways. So the text messages about nothing in particular, the notifications you get on your phone that someone liked your photo. I notice that I reach for my phone anytime I feel even a hint of boredom. It's like I'm trying to escape my own life. I started reading Cal Newport's book, Digital Minimalism, talking about people who gave up their phones, gave up social media, and noticed a lot of change in their life for the better.
It's a slot machine in your phone. It short circuits the brain, and we're starting to find that it has actual cognitive consequences, one of them being this sort of pervasive background hum of anxiety.
So my goal in all this is to see whether or not taking away my phone and removing all these tiny micro social junk food interactions is gonna contribute to a better sense of fulfillment in my life in general. I'll be taking this, wrap it in a box, wrap it in tape, wrap it in another box, wrap that in tape, and stick it at the very top of my closet over there. But with many things that are good for you, I am not looking forward to this. So here are the rules. I am not allowed to touch my phone for a week. I can't use social media except for coordinating logistics. So planning events, messaging just to get to in person, or if anything's work related where I can't meet them in person, it has to be through a video chat. I'm gonna power down my phone. I'm getting kind of anxious just thinking about it. Okay, phone's off, case is off. Back in the packaging you go. Okay. You know, I think there's studies of people feeling anxious without their phone, and I'm pretty sure that's true because I'm already feeling it. Do you ever get those nightmares if you're standing off the edge of something? You think, what if I drop my phone? And sometimes it scares you even more than you yourself falling. I can't believe my phone is in there. This is not healthy how attached we are to our phones. Okay. For the last 14 years, I've had a phone on me every single day. And this is gonna be the first time that I don't have one on me. All right, I'll take this, put it in my closet at the very top, behind some stuff, so I don't see it and I'm not tempted to go get it because it's just gonna be too much hassle. This is ridiculous. So, after a week of doing this, here's a couple things that I learned. Let's start with the obvious. Number 1, coordinating with people is hard without a phone. Be thankful. The first day, it just so happened that I had a date, and so I had to check the map ahead of time and call her on my laptop to let her know that I wouldn't have my phone in case something happened. And I'm glad I did that because something did happen. I had to go get gas and I had to make a detour, leaving my poor date waiting for me at the restaurant. But thankfully, she was gracious and didn't end up ditching me. Number 2, I really enjoyed it. When I got over the compulsion to check my phone, I felt very free. Like when you go on a weekend retreat or go camping, being disconnected from the burden of thinking about everything else is a real luxury. When I was outside, I felt a bit more present to the people and the sounds around me. Which leads me to number 3. I feel closer to strangers. Over the course of the week, I began to see the world differently. We humans often view the world as us versus them. When I had my phone on me, it felt like I had access to anyone at any time, and thus the luxury to choose who to interact with at all times. You can consider just the 6 friends you have on your phone as us and everyone else around you as them. But without my phone, I begin to include everyone around me in my perception of us. These weren't mysterious outsiders anymore, just fellow people around me in our shared physical reality together. A common comment I heard from people and from myself this week is, what if? What if something happens and you don't have your phone? And if you're like me, this makes us anxious and we over-prepare for everything. We bring our phones with us just in case because what if? But then let me ask you something. When you're at home, when you go into your living room, do you feel the urge to bring your phone with you just in case you have an emergency? No, most of us calmly realize that we're safe at home and we can figure out what to do if something happens. And this is what I've been calling the living room effect. By over-preparing when we leave the house, we delineate between home and the world, between safe and dangerous. When I didn't have my phone on me while driving, I realized the worst case was that I'd pop into a store and ask for directions. I realize I'm privileged as an Asian male in this part of the world to say this, but I realized that most of the world outside was safe. The whole world is my living room. Everywhere is home. And finally, number 4. I think for me, this was the most profound thing that happened. And I'll let it speak for itself.
Oh my god, I think I'm going crazy. I woke up last night drenched in sweat in the middle of the night, dreaming that I needed to check my phone so bad that I went and grabbed it off the shelf and started like checking all my messages or something. I think I'm going crazy. Alright, so I'm feeling a little bit vulnerable right now because this week is turning out to be a little bit more triggering for me than I thought it would be. I think the way that I laid out the rules for this made it a little bit easier for me in terms of checking, texts and stuff like that, because I do have my laptop. I can check my messages. I don't feel like it's bringing up that much for me on that front, but what it is bringing up is kind of deep-seated fears I have around not feeling good enough. Because one thing I can't do on my laptop that I can do on my phone is randomly swipe dating apps. When I'm feeling at all insecure, bored, or lonely, I'm noticing that's what I would do to distract myself from these deep, almost existential level anxieties I have of being loved as a person. Getting a message back or even a match that says someone likes you. I think I used to rely on that a lot for my self-worth. And the fact that it's so triggering for me right now shows me that I still do rely on it a lot. And in the moment, I know even when I am swiping, I don't feel that good, but it's kind of been a coping mechanism for me to just distract myself. It really shook me. Like, I woke up this morning feeling super heavy. The entire day, I haven't really been able to get work done. I've just been kind of sitting here. And I noticed too that my back really hurt. This sharp pain and this muscle tension I've been holding in my upper back. In the past, I've experienced that, and most of the times it comes down to stress. I'm so stressed out and anxious that my body goes into this self-preservation mode. It's getting ready to fight, and so it shuts down all of these recovery processes. I think this is kind of an inflammatory response that I'm experiencing from no longer having this distraction of dating apps on my phone. And for you, it might be dating apps, it might be, checking likes on Facebook or on Instagram. But I think we all kind of have this. If we can't love ourselves, we try to find other ways to convince ourselves that we're lovable. Being in this heavy state of mind today really made me rethink why I'm building this channel. And at the core, it really boils down to this deep-seated belief that the core of life itself is that we need to find ways to love ourselves and love each other. And how can I use YouTube as a way to do that? Sometimes it might be creating polished videos, but I think there has to be a piece of just genuinely being here and saying, look, sometimes life is tough. Anyways, I'm really bad at talking on the fly. It's hard for me to organize my thoughts, which is why I don't do this as much, but I hope this was somewhat helpful in some way. Yeah.
So, did I miss my phone? Yes, a ton. But do I recommend it? Absolutely. Especially if you resonate with my struggles of self-worth or time overwhelm in any way. Once you go without your phone, you finally begin to realize just how much our phones distort the way we see our world and our place within it. Hey friends, Kevin here. If you're new here, thanks for stopping by. This channel is all about exploring what it means to chase what really matters in life. Specifically, the genuine, fulfilling, restorative human connections that I believe we all need as people, as a foundational human need, as a foundational basic human need. And it's one that I think we've grown up ignoring in large part. We've been told to go chase success, fame, money, achievement, and all this other stuff that we think will make us happy. When in the end, it's really about loving other people and giving. And it sounds really cliche, but it's all about love at the end of the day. Here we're exploring how we can be intentional and intelligent with the ways in which we design our lives around that, around what actually makes a good life. Check out some of these other videos that I've made. And yeah, much love today, my friends. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.